Thank you. Councillor Perks to speak.
Thank you, Speaker. I am begging you, members, please support Councillor Layton's motion. Some in this chamber have suggested that we don't need to do it because we'll go through a budget process and at the end of the day we'll find some way to save all the valuable services. That's not possible. I want to read to you what our financial planning staff have actually told us. They state, while City has faced budget challenges in the past, mitigating measures which have helped balance the budget previously are either not expected to reoccur, e.g. the large land transfer tax growth, are no longer feasible, e.g. deferring TCHC pressures, or have been fully optimized, e.g. new revenue sources within Council's authority. Further expense reductions in 2018 will require strong action and a willingness to both reduce and sustain reductions in service levels if residential property tax increases are kept at the rate of inflation. Your staff have told you you have only two options. You can either increase taxes or you can make deep and sustained cuts to services. There's no process that makes that fact go away. There's no magic bullet that's going to come and save us this year. In fact, the choices we've made in previous budget years have made this year worse because we have to fill those holes back in. You have no choice. You have two choices only. You can cut services or increase taxes. Now, either of those things requires remarkable political courage. Some of us in this chamber have shown that courage by saying we think we're willing to protect services by asking Torontonians to pay a bit more in their property taxes. Those members of council who won't show that courage need to show the courage for what service they're prepared to harm. There's no easy choice. There's no cake and eat it too here. You have to decide which path you want to be on. And if you want to be on that path, you need to be honest with the people you represent about the consequences of the path. Now, it's been suggested by some that, at the end of the process, we'll massage it, we'll fix it, and it'll all be okay. Go read that report. The portion I just read to you on page 13, it says you can't do that this year. Can't do it. It's also been suggested that somehow picking among the services we have and saying these are the ones we need to protect is somehow a wrong and new thing. I want to address something Councillor de Beermaker said. He was saying, we've always done this, it's always normal, every government, and he's nodding, every government has set this. He's forgetting two things. He's forgetting that in the term of office when I sat on Budget Committee, and I believe he was the chair of the Works Committee at the time, Council actually set priorities for what you could cut and what you couldn't. Council said, and this is in the year 2008 during the global financial crisis, the mayor and the city manager said, go find savings, but do not find savings in the areas where people who are going to be hurt by the recession, who are going to lose their job. Don't make cuts there. In fact, we want you to add spending there. We had a $25 million project. It was setting priorities before the budget was written. It was a direction to staff. Don't make across-the-board cuts. Make cuts where you have to, but protect these services and enhance these other ones. It was called Toronto Helps. Councillor de Beermaker will also remember that throughout that entire term, there was a direction that went saying, yes, hold this inflationary line, but we want you to give special consideration to implementing the ridership growth strategy at the TTC. Again, setting a priority. It is absolutely normal, absolutely right, and absolutely our job to make the political decision about what Toronto's priorities are and tell the public service, go find savings, but in these areas we need to spend more. And that's what Councillor Layton is doing. What Councillor Layton is doing is being responsible, is leading, is governing, is representing the people who sent him here, instead of just saying, staff will decide and there will be a process. That's not leadership. That's not what we were elected to do.